Hello everyone, I'm back. A little bit late today, starting on the slot. Yes, we're starting on the second slot. Had some problems with my pedals earlier, so I actually wasn't able to do the first slot. Something to do with my throttle inputs are really off. Around 50% of the input would act as 100%, so actually with only like 20 minutes to go, I actually couldn't just find a solution, so I had to kind of just bail out and actually just go and try fix it. I think whatever reads the inputs maybe started to get a bit worn on my pedals. So after a few minutes of trying, I got it back to the way it's supposed to. So I think there's just a bit of dust. I probably need to clean that out. But it's very frustrating because I've never had that before, really. I think maybe I've had it a little bit, just at around 99, 100%. It never really bothered me, but like just there, I don't know, like an hour ago, when I got put my foot down, halfway down the length of the distance the throttle goes from the top to the bottom, went halfway through. It just said it was at 100% when it obviously wasn't, so I couldn't really try race with that. So I'd probably just spin because it's quite a difficult track, especially with the rain, to get right. So that is just an annoying thing that just happens sometimes. Hello Ian, thanks for joining. Severy, thank you for joining. Hippie, thank you. And DG Hardy, thank you for joining again. What's wrong with the SR, Ian? Is it bump drafting related? Yeah, I kind of like that, Hippie. I was just setting up practice for a little bit of time trial practice an hour ago, and around between 10 to 20 minutes to go, as I found the right wind and kind of surface water, I went in, and as soon as I came out of the pits, I spun immediately. And I was a bit confused because that normally doesn't happen unless you make a really big mistake, and I was just looking at my inputs and I only had like half my throttle pressed down and I was saying it was at 100%, so that really annoyed me because it was just the timing, I guess the effort you put into the practice, and then as soon as you go to actually do the race, you can't. So it's just one of those things where all the issues always pop up as you're about to do them, so it's really annoying. Thank you, Baz. Thank you very much. I'll try my best. 9 people in. Thanks everyone for joining. Okay. We've got a nice lobby here. Okay, let's just try our best. Hello Nick, thanks for joining. Richie, thank you very much. Let's try this out. Now we are a round behind, so we mightn't be very good here, but we'll try our best. I assume it's going to be an inters, and it is an inter start. Let me out. This has to be connection related, surely, because I don't think I've ever been first out in my whole lifetime. Yeah, no, I'm backing out. I'm just not going out that early. Very interesting. What's the points? 482, not too bad. I assume the first lobby might have been 500 around that. Okay, now I just need to get used to the track because the lobby and the way the weather works for this time trial is really weird. It's really hard to find the right conditions, so we mightn't be that great, but we'll try. Okay, so there is a dry line, and it is actually quite dry compared to what I've been practicing on, so that's not too bad. Let me just practice some of the braking points. So this dry line's going to be tricky because it's going to cause a little bit of understeer. The wet line doesn't seem to be too wet though either, so that's not too bad. So in parts the wet line is quite bad, but close to the dry line it's actually quite good. Maybe a little bit aggressive on the power. It's not the worst. Just watch the rears, I guess. No idea if this time is any good. Okay, it's not too bad actually, but as you can see, it's definitely a few tenths down, but it's a really difficult track to get right, so let's just see if we can improve. Oh, it's really tricky because the lines are so wet and dry at the same time. Ah, okay. I don't think I'll improve because I made that mistake there, but our final sector was quite bad, so see if we can get anything. Okay, improved a little bit, but that was like millimeters, I think, of a difference. It's unfortunate, but 5th isn't too bad, but maybe we'll get 6th, 7th or 8th here on this board. Still have Jack Balding to go. Yeah, just struggling a little bit compared to the rest. But 5th in general is actually decent enough. To be honest, I think our time should have been definitely better, but I think it's so hard to get the right balance. I mean, how do I say? I mean, you can do practice, you can do so much practice, but it's so hard to find the right conditions because you go into the lobby, the wind is going to be wrong, or the track temperature is going to be different. Even if it's dry, it feels different to the lobby, or different to the actual lobby. But then the lobby, if you want a certain wind, the wind still changes direction as you're doing it, where in this, the wind is in the fixed direction, or if it does change, it's by something so small that you wouldn't even notice. No, I believe this is still an inters race. That's what I've seen. So I'm gonna go inters and just see what happens. No, the weather is set. It's set, Richie, so it just has the same course every single race. So, yeah, if we didn't do the last one, or if we did the last one, we could have been in a better position, but that's just unfortunate. Top 3 doing really good times. Yeah, just unfortunate if we didn't get on early. We probably could have even improved our time now because we still made a few mistakes in a lap. Still as well just trying to judge exactly where to brake because since it's the real lobby, you're not going to have experienced this before, so every single thing you do is going to be slightly wrong from what you practiced. So it's going to be kind of adjusting. Thanks, Richie. First proper Nations Cup attempt for me. I didn't really attempt it last year, and the years before that I never really tried it, as I didn't really have the pace, or I didn't really dedicate the time, so hopefully we can have our first good campaign. Although those are really good times. If I could just get more used to the downforce cars with the Group 3, I spent so much time spending on slower cars. I don't really have as much downforce, so with more downforce cars you gotta drive it slightly differently. Because you gotta use a little less steering wheel because you want the aerodynamics to actually do the steering for you, where on a Group 3 car typically you might use more rotation because the aerodynamics just isn't there, and take it at a slower speed. So people at the back just getting unlucky, just made a mistake on their laps. So this is going to be tricky, because obviously we just did a dry enough attempt. Now we're going to have to do something that's a little bit more wet at the moment, so let's just turn the traction control on real quick. Okay, that's fine. Plenty battling up ahead. So far so good. Just watch those curves at times. Let's hope we got the right tyres anyways. I think it seems to be important to have the slipstream here because it seems to have a big difference, especially the front two are kind of pulling away a little bit. Just gonna have to close up a little bit up front. Doing that nicely. Let's just help Maxo maybe. Watch out for that. Have to start making moves soon, but just don't want to get into any trouble this early. Okay, it is quite wet, so we're gonna have to be careful. Have to take the wet lines now as well. Let's just push a little bit. Don't get caught in the wet stuff. Oh my god, man. Ah. Yeah, well, that's fair. Okay, nice. There are elements in the try line that work. Not too bad, so within a chance of a good result, we can keep this up. Hopefully we don't get too many SR down because this is quite insane. Okay, we're going to have to increase the pace here a bit to make sure we fend off the people from behind. Not exactly sure what happened. A few mini contacts happened. Seems like what might have happened. So we got a Feely on behind us, we'll just make sure we don't make any mistakes. Why is the slipstream so strong? Tight battle going here. Oh my god, man. Rah. Down to 8, man. Thank you very much, I'll take that. A little bit wet again. Oh my god, man. Okay, nice catch. When you catch these people, when you try win this. The slipstream is so strong, it's so confusing. Okay, we're not in a bad position now. I can barely see the track. I can't tell what's the dry line and what's too dry and what's too wet. So all the spray, I can't see anything. We can kind of just keep in this pack, we might be okay. Oh. Oh my god. That's not too bad. 4th place. Actually not the worst I've ever seen. So lucky by Valeria though, man. Just went on the inside and got a bit squirmish. Really hard to see if I got any contact, but that's a rough one. I don't really like that race. Well, I like that race because it's exciting and it's close, but it's almost like a contact sport out there. I don't really know what you're going to do. I think that was a pretty good race though. Lap 14. What happened in lap 14 again? Oh, is that the part where I looked in my mirror and someone went completely off into the final chicane? I looked in my mirror as I kind of turned in, and then someone went flying behind me. Oh my god, man. SR down? Oh, by like nothing, okay. Let's see. Let's say thanks to people we're racing. What do the results go? We'll look at the results anyways. I want to see what the results are. I think I'm going to take the points there because I don't think there's any point going again because it's such a luck-based combo. It's very weird. Did I say thanks to everyone that I was racing with? Probably raced with a lot more people, but I didn't really get a chance. Yeah. Let's go watch the replay. Let's say I saved it. Thank you, Declan. That's my dad. Thank you very much for joining the chat. And Moomin, I don't think I said hi to you. Thank you for joining. Yeah, Ian was right. He was telling me about the SR. The SR definitely isn't great here. Because I was trying to slow down, especially I knew I was going to be bumping people from behind, so I was purposely like slowing down just a little bit. So let's just look at this real quick. Starting from 5th, finishing 4th. It's not the worst. I think that's a pretty decent result. What happened here? Straight away with the dive. I did that Iceman in front, which was a bit unfortunate as well. Just unfortunate. Do you go for the move? You Try to, yeah. But let's see what happened here, because there's a lot of people who kind of lost me in the battle. I think there's a lot of battling between these three anyways. And he got kind of unlucky. Yeah, they're ruthless with the SR. He's a bit dumb. Nice job, Nick. What tires did you go for? Did you go for the inters? Ooh, tap. Okay. Seems to be just a bit of contact. Kind of just slowing them down a bit. Because it's a bit odd, because for a second I thought I was in the wrong tire, because we seem to be keeping up well, but the slipstream was just so strong. Yes, I can share the replay, Calster. Is there anything you needed to see, or any lap as well I can show just before, just so you can see it yourself before I send it? Okay, I need to figure out what was going on here. Okay. It is a tough one, Nick, because... Okay, no problem, Caster. This race is so difficult because the line is drying and it's becoming wetter the next lap, so really tapping the brakes is so annoying. We had our fair bad stuff, others had a fair bad stuff, we had our fair good stuff, so I can't really complain. We ended up being positive one position, and I don't think I can go again because, you know, I can't really trust the next slot. No problem, Calster. I'll send it before, but should be before 8. So just a few more minutes. I'm just going to look at this quick. Yeah, so a little bit of taps here and there. Not on purpose, but just trying to get as close as I can, but not purposely trying to tap him. Just don't want to slow down too much. Just try my best to stay out of the back of him. Yeah, so just faking a few moves, just trying to get into a clear eyesight, just trying to see if I can just keep away from the danger. Let's just make sure. Okay, all good. When it got really wet, that stage was really annoying because I thought I could have crashed at any moment. Ooh, okay, what happened here? Oh my god! Everyone was just killing me. Everyone was kind of killing each other as well. Yeah, okay, that might have hit back. Nearly was an issue for us. Jack bumped us, so that worked out for us. Yeah, and this was just an intentional. I didn't mean to do this because I was trying to cover off, but there was actually still a dry line. Hello, Racer. Thank you for joining again. I appreciate it. Yeah, let's just check here. We were just trying to judge it now because when it got really wet, it was just hard to tell. And that pass by Maxo was unintentional. He wasn't trying to go for a move, but it's just one of those things. Trying to judge because it's getting dry, really wet, really quick. Just thought that might have been enough. But he got past anyways, so it all worked out in the end. He got past here because just the battler got us caught. Nearly lost from behind as well. We could have got pinched there. let's skip on quick. How do we get past here? Yeah, we need. Actually, let me see this, because a lot of people at the front. Let's get a view. Let's get this view here. Yeah, they just went wide. Not sure if they made contact, but allowed me to just try and make a move. Yeah, that was a nice move. People just trying to adjust to the dry line again. People not realizing it's dry enough yet, and now it's dry enough, so we can go back to the dryish line. But still, the racing line is still a little bit more slippy, so you gotta be careful. So, okay, we made a move here on Iceman. He just went wide and he lost a bit of control there, so it was a good opportunity for us. But unfortunately, we tried to make sure he wouldn't dive us, so we actually braked slightly a bit later, and actually we got caught for that, which is a bit unfortunate. And he went wide himself. I don't believe I touched him. There was no contact felt on my end. Let's just check. Yeah, no, it wasn't on my end anyways. And a really good move from Thomas there. You really want to be on that dry line. I was a bit unhappy with this though, to be honest, because he just couldn't keep away from the exit curb. And this actually set us back really far, because we could have been on for like a win here if we just kept our momentum going. And this kind of really set us back. So, in the space of like 2 corners, we lost about 3 positions, didn't we? That was a bit foolish by us. A little tap wasn't necessary there. We lost a lot more because we just made another mistake. So we got punished for the mistakes, which is good. So for 8th position, I thought, oh, we're probably not going to do very good here, but we ended up making a bit of time. Nothing happening, but I was kind of like, if we can just stay here and if people fight a bit, you actually lose a lot more time by fighting, because the dry line is so narrow that it barely fits 2 people, so you have to slow down a lot just to give the space. It might be here at the next lap that I get a move. I think it's here, yes. So we get a double move here, because we see we got caught for this move by Thomas the lap before, and then we said, oh, with the battling we can get both of them too. So they compromised their speed, and I just took the opportunity to go up the inside, and it worked out quite well. So that was probably our best move of the race. Unless I can find something better. Ooh, that was close. Did he get hit by someone else? He possibly could have. No, he just outbraked us a little bit. Yeah, that's true. He races with this view, but I'm not sure it's that bad. It mightn't be this bad in the race. I'm not sure if it shows exactly this amount, but it actually probably does, because that spray is actually coming from the car, from in front. Well, that's the replay. I'm not too sure. It just does look very dirty. So we were kind of tempted to go for a move here. It didn't actually work out, because the dry line was actually quite dry there, and I didn't realise. And then I spot an opportunity, made a mistake. Just trying to do anything really. That was a pretty good move. Had a up the inside and fortunately still a little bit. I went really narrow and I got away with it. So I was a little bit onside, and unfortunately because it was wet, you do slide a little bit, and it was actually a decent enough move. Yeah, very much a race of just getting dive bombed the whole time. So then we were like in a good position here, and we needed to hunt down the people up front. I think we actually did that well enough. This part was quite wet still though. The rest of the track was actually quite dry. This exit though, luckily, was dry enough. We were kind of in no man's land here. Not a lot going on. So we catch back up. Luckily we were just in a bit of space, which was good. I thought we were about like a second up at this point. So we're like, this is our chance to attack. But with the fighting, we did lose a bit of time, but we were lucky enough to keep the position. So they're still fighting, it gives me a chance. I don't think Valerio had a great race there. I think he got a lot of misfortune from me on one, and I think just the timing. It's all about the timing in this as well, where you make the mistakes, but where you got caught up in someone else's mistake ruins your chances, unfortunately. So if it happens like here, you're kind of, that's your race kind of over. You're better off having the mistakes at the start of the race. Oh yeah, we missed the... yeah, this part. That was close. I don't know how he missed it by that much though. He got a bump, yes. Yeah, because he took the racing line. I think the racing line is still a little bit wet. Oh, he nearly messed that up. Oh, what the hell, the ghosting. Man, Ghost Baby turning on the ghost mode, man. What the hell? Alright, let's watch this, because this is like cinema. Well, the last lap, because it's just entertaining. Yeah, it would have been just like me to get taken out. It seems to be a very common thing for me. It was a good, decent attempt from Jack. Unfortunately, I'm not sure he didn't fully get away with it. We went up the inside of Valerio, and then we got pushed a little bit wide, which was just because of the wet line we were on. And then we try to go for it again because, you know, it's the last lap, I have to try something. And I know Valerio is really good on the attack, so I learned that at the World Series, so I just needed to try my best to keep him behind. And we actually did that for about half the lap until, fortunately, he got past us again. But I need to figure out where that was. I think it's because I went for a move on Jack, which I probably just should have waited, but I just thought he mightn't have expected, so I'd go for it. Because in the hairpin it's actually really difficult to, or the chicane is really difficult to make a move. So I was aggressive, I tried it. Valerio up the inside. I see him commit a bit, so I went up the underneath. Okay. Okay, so it wasn't really my fault then, was it? I thought it was me who made the contact, because I was swerving. So it was a bit of it was a bit of both. So I think he got slightly unsettled by my car, but it's really minimum, because if you look at my screen, the contact is like almost like a ghost. Like it doesn't, I don't really hit him. But Calcer did hit him off the track, which is a bit unfortunate. So we kind of both got tough, but I actually can't tell that he'd do it on his own. Let me check. He might have actually been wiggling on his own. Yeah, because I can't really tell if I even made any contact, because I didn't feel any contact, but I just assumed by the way he was moving and the way I was moving, it probably was from me. But I think it was Calcer who pushed him, I think, yeah. So yeah, no, it didn't seem to be really on my fault then. So yeah, no, that's just unlucky from Valerio. I think the one mistake he did make though on this move was he went on the curb. It's still not dry enough, and I know he knows that, but you just get unlucky when you go for those moves because you just want to cover it off. So yeah, being on the curb, we're going to push him wide a little bit. Yeah, that's just unlucky. We'll watch it one more time, and then we'll watch what happens to the front. Yeah, pinball physics is not nice, because you can't even tell if you were even in the contact or not. So Callister pushing me, I'm going to go defensive. Move in the end of sector 2. But yeah, you can be happy, you can be unhappy, but I mean, like, I'm gonna try and make the move whenever I think there's a move on, so you cannot be happy, but like, at the end of the day, it's a race. Like, I didn't contact him, I didn't touch him. You know, that's just the way racing is. I mean, how many times have I had something like that and it just ruined my race? But I haven't. There's an opportunity there, and I felt the chicane wasn't really going to be too big of an option, because like what I did to Calster, you can get this close and you're still not going to get a move down if you go the inside. So yeah, I can understand the frustration, but like, you know, I can be frustrated about a lot of things in that race from other drivers as well as my own driving, so you know, that's just the way it's going to be. Yeah, we could have both had potential P2, but I don't think we would have got the P2. Let's just look at it again. Like, I think Jack could have benefited, but I don't think I would have benefited. I don't really think, because, I mean, then I'm just relying from Jack to send it, and I know Kai is going to go really narrow, or even if Kai goes into the middle, he's probably, Jack might go even further on the inside, and they might come together. And then if I have to kind of swerve out of the way and kind of compromise my line, then I might get overtaken by someone else behind as well. So, you know, it's all about making decisions, and you know, that's just one that didn't work out. It might have worked out better the other way, but yeah, I guess we'll never find out. So let's save the replay and share it. How do I oh no, I know how to share it. Yeah, let's share it. No, we'll do DTR first. We'll save the ego. Okay, I'm going to end the stream here because I don't think anyone wants to watch a loading screen. So, thanks everyone for watching. I will see you guys later, maybe Saturday, should be Saturday. So I'll see you guys then. Thanks for watching, and thanks for supporting me. See